All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got another great matchup for you guys here. We've got No Value versus Trash. Once again, you just saw No Value play if you were watching the previous matches. Of course, Trash being the undefeated ladder leader here at Prep Phase. So, interesting team compositions coming in from No Value, going with Grim, Zuki, Garrison, and of course Aurora as their support, while banning Lockwood, and Trash in response was banning Nyx, while getting a very powerful composition here with Celeste, Gray, Rask, and Finn, arguably some of the best Lancers out there.
Definitely. No Value should not have allowed Trash to get the freelancers that they were able to. They should have only had half of them. Giving Trash the Rask, the Finn, the Celeste, and the Grey. I don't see any way No Value can win this game. You never know. No Value could walk all over them, but with team comps alone, I see no way, no not a cranny that No Value can squeeze through to take this victory.
Now, as much as I would love to see someone get at least one win in on Trash, it seems like almost every game, Trash is able to pick just these incredible compositions, and the other team just lets them do it, not using really any tactical maneuvering with the pick ban system.
What I do know is even though Trash obviously practices together as a team on Atlas Reactor, they do practice drafting so they know what will happen, what scenarios could happen, and what will get them the freelancers they want. They have practiced drafting, so they are one of the best teams for drafting and for playing.
I have heard some, I forget who it was that brought it up, but there are some very devious drafting tactics I have heard out there, especially, particularly, rather, with someone who decides to use their first ban as a Helio for the away team. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Okay, so I forget who brought it up, but basically what they were saying is if the first ban comes through as a Helio, they will immediately ban another support, and if the other team opts to take Lockwood or another powerful Lancer such as that, they will then, as their first two picks, take both supports, leaving the other team without any support options. And
I do see that to be good in some ways, but taking the Aurora and the Finn together doesn't seem that good. Aurora doesn't have much damage, and Finn, again, doesn't have that much damage. They shouldn't be doing that, and I don't see it being that strong.
I think the main one was the Quark and
Oh, the
Finn.
cork. Sorry, I completely forgot about the cork.
So I'm gonna switch over to the game here. Oh, and I have not switched the tags. So it looks like my mistake. Been looking at the wrong names this whole time. There we go. No Value in Trash.
Trash are opting to go to both sides, just scouting out the enemy, keeping safe.
Oh my, Craner rocking that legendary Rask skin. That is just amazing.
That does look nice.
So yeah, it looks like Trash opting to do the splits, trying to grab a little vision here. And of course, neither team has achieved vision on either side.
No Value has to be making these smart early moves, because if they make any wrong moves, Trash will just swoop in, surround them, and take them out one by one.
And what we have seen in the past where Trash has been caught off guard in their early game, particularly on this map, and they are able to turn it around, but I'd like to see if No Value can come in here, catch them off guard, and then play to the advantage of that.
They're choosing the very smart way of making Celeste and Grey go on their own to the side, because both of them do have the dash to escape or get into the fight.
And of course they, it looks like a Vaki is just barely in range, but yeah, I will say that No Value is quite grouped up here, especially with that Rask being right in the center of him, wearing a bubble at the same time.
Although it does look like Craner is caught out, we are seeing the Celeste and the Grey group around to the back of them.
And I have to say, an excellent dash out of there by Fruruz. They were targeting him, both Craner and Vaki, both going to deal some damage towards him, and Safil would have caught him a little bit there too, instead only catching Spent, while Fruruz able to get a splort down on Safil, causing him to walk through mines already at half health.
That was definitely the best move they could have done for No Value. No Value looked at the Finn, but he doesn't have a dash. We're going straight onto him. Gremo dashing into him to get the damage and the splort going, and Garrison coming out with the dash. I would have liked to see Garen have the root mod. That would have punished Safil more, but the slow, it will do.
Well, and now Craner has used his dash, and with Rask being where he is now way out of position, and will have to use a full movement just to get close again.
No Value has definitely taken the early game again. We see most teams taking the early game away from Trash, but Trash being able to pull it back. I would like to see No Value keep punishing this Finn, keep on the Finn, make him Catalyst early on.
Well, and they have already forced his turtle tech, so really the only other option he will have is going to be his Catalyst. And because of the knockback from Rask, they are kind of letting Safil escape here.
Safil does manage to get away, and he is using his movement to get onto the health. I know it looks like Nova are in a very bad spot in the corner, with Trash looking to surround them from all angles.
And Fruruz still being the center of their attention, catching a heal in for a big 40 from Aurora, although passing his eels off to Spent, who's going to take another 34 and another 20 from both Grey and Rask, while Rask taking 35 and some cover damage. But to Rask, it's all good, just a little bit more energy for him to get his ultimate. And here comes the knockback from Fruruz, just throwing him back towards Safil, who then moves onto that health bubble with a full turn.
That was the correct move. They should have been pushing that Rask back, but they shouldn't have been moving forward. They should have gone back to the Aurora to get more health. They should have been with the Aurora for at least 2 turns to regroup and go back around to try and take Trash from the side.
So, and I'm curious to see how it's going to play out this turn, especially with Wallall kind of stuck there in the middle, having to use his turtle tech just in case, because he knows he would probably be the focus here.
Definitely, it was the right move to bring out the turtle tech. It is early on, but it's just the safe option.
Catching 26 damage from Hashi there. Another does not get hit by Aurora, who instead is just healing her teammates for 14 apiece. Spent not hitting anything with that punch, and Wallall throwing out a big 38 to get some more damage onto Hashi. And of course, all 4 of them grouped up in the corner. I believe Rask is going to only be hitting 2 of them here, although 3 are in range.
We did see this last turn where actually the enemy team to Trash did have the advantage in the early game, but then actually Trash grouping them up in the corner. I don't know why No Value chose to group up in a tight little corner with Trash all around the map. If you see now, Wallet is cutting off, going back to the health. The Finns coming back around. They've got the Rask on them. They're in a very bad situation right now, and Trash are taking all the advantages.
And there it is, Craner taking Hashi and Spent down by another 20, although of course they are going to focus on him, but he should now have his ultimate next turn. And there it is, Craner's ultimate. He has his dash back up, and this is going to be a really nasty place for No Value to be the next few moments, because they've got Rask in there, plus Wally with a dash as well.
Definitely, No Value should have chose to split up at that precise moment. They shouldn't be in the position they are now, and that was definitely bad calling. They grouped up again with the Rask and the Celeste,
Now, I have to agree
Almost all the
there.
catalyst and the dashes coming out, they were such a waste.
I wouldn't say so. They all have quite good health. It did allow them to escape. They will have a chance to regroup here. Unfortunately, they should have moved there, but I don't know that they could have expected this to have been coming.
It did look like the Aurora has no catalyst now, the Gremo has no catalyst, and the Zuki has no catalyst. Trash just have them where they want them.
So let's take a look here. Looks like Craner now going to be moving to deny that health. And see, Vaki with his ultimate up, so that should be interesting to see where he's going to place that, who he decides to punish. Craner just catching a little more health there. The Adrenalines and Turtle Techs coming out. Safil throwing a bubble on a Vaki. With a big one coming out of Hashi to slow down Wally and Craner. And a little bit of might on the Fru with some weaken on a Vaki. Smoke out, taking 22 to Aurora and Grim, while a missile doing 10 to Safil. Followed up by a 24 and a slow from Garrison. And of course, Wally taking 28 there. And that bubble doing damage to both Bright and Fruras, who are then ulted by Gray, caught in the web. And the knockback killing Frura's first kill of the game. Excellent team play coming out of Craner and Avaki.
Although I would like to see No Value take a game off Trash, it just doesn't seem likely. Trash knows how they want to play and they're playing it perfectly. They're executing everything they want to do. They're pushing No Value into corners. They're pushing No Value where Trash wants them to be, and No Value are just taking it and just allowing Trash to do what they want.
Looks like Bright's going to be forced to use that heal on himself if he wants to survive another turn. Of course, Spent now using his catalyst. Several catalysts going out right now. Of course, Avaki over in the corner, not doing a whole lot of anything except for throwing one at Bright for 34, who would have taken it down. See Craner going back, and of course Wally, I believe, was in that smoke, so might be a little bit of a surprise for Hashi right now.
Definitely.
And of course,
this does look good.
Safil, Bright, Fru, all with ultimates up, along with Wally and Hashi. We are about to see a lot of ultimates coming out.
Catalyst engaged.
Bogeys in my sights.
There we are, catching 3 there. Of course, Craner dashing in to escape it.
No time for stealth.
Wally throwing 40 to end Hashi and do another 40 to Spent. 45 damage coming out to Safil and Wally with 34 on Bright Wolf, who may survive here with 15 because of his ultimate.
Delivery for you buggers.
And Spent dropping that down onto Wally and Safil, capturing 2 kills here for no value.
That was definitely an exciting round with all the ultimates going on. The ultimates were hitting the right people.
It looks like
just
Bright
a fantastic
did take
round.
a death there. I am happy to see almost a tied match here. So that was actually just a little unexpected.
Very unexpected. No Value did choose the right targets to hit, and they got the kills that they wanted.
And Fruras did hold on to his ultimate, so I am curious to see where he is going to save that. And the bird hitting invisible targets, very nice mod. I do like that one a lot.
Very questionable walk by the Gremlins. He chose to go into the Rask. They knew where the Rask was. The Rask wanted to come to them, and Gremos just thought, okay, I'll make it easier for you. Here I am.
Well,
very questionable.
Yeah, it looks like he was more focused on picking up those health dropped by the Garrison, so they didn't go to waste. So, of course, it does appear he's going to be trading those health for whatever kind of damage he's about to take.
Prepare to be pierced.
And Avaki shooting at no one while, once again, Craner swinging at Grimo, who's going to splort him and then fire off 2 rounds to where he believes the enemy is at.
This'll get your blood
And just
boiling.
a lot of sprays trying to find the enemy team now. And Frura is picking up that health and leading Craner right through another mine. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that he is using the weak mines for this.
It does look like the garrison does has his dash, so he's able to get in a very good position. Again, he doesn't have the root mod, just the slow mod, but it will still be sufficient enough to keep Avaki and Safil around the area.
Looks like a heal coming out from Safil to catch both Avaki and Wally. And throwing the weak out on both Hashi and Spent. Hashi then slowing both Safil and Avaki.
Special someone.
And a trap being dropped right there for Garrison. They called that perfectly.
Amazing prediction by Wally. Wally knew that the garrison had the dash up, knew where he was going to dash. Alright, I'm going to put it right in the center.
So, and Fru shooting some mines off into nowhere. I'm not sure if he has the no minimum range mod or not.
I believe he doesn't.
And of course getting knocked back, so Craner can just run in and stand right next to him. And Spent now not in the greatest position, right in that trap, surrounded by 3 members of the enemy team, although I'm not sure if Wally can actually hit him or not.
I don't believe he can, but I do believe they'll still be able to pick up the kill.
Your bubble's about to burst.
So Safil bubbling himself just to make sure he doesn't take any more damage, and Frurez using that bombing run to get out of town.
Pit of despair.
An ion cloud from Bright. 50 damage going on to Safil from that big one. And Frurez taking 38 from Wally, and of course Craner swinging at Frurez, who is no longer there. And securing the kill on Spence is Avaki with 42 damage to take him down, making it 4-2 in favor of Trash.
Definitely. We saw the Grem actually choosing to dash in to take away the might from Wally, but I don't think it was the right move. I think they should have allowed Wally to get it. I don't want to take more damage. We're in a bad position. He should have been opting to go.
He is now caught out in the middle of the enemy team as a Grimo, with really no escape available to him. And throwing his ultimate out to do 58 to Avaki. Safil taking 35. I think that may have been the better target. I'm not sure why Safil wasn't targeted by Fru as well.
I get handsy.
And Fru going down to make the 5th kill for Trash, winning them the game 5-2.
Definitely. He should not have gone for that might. He got greedy for the might, wanted to steal it from Wally, and paid the price.
So I can understand wanting to go for the might, especially with that Grimo ult, can make it incredibly powerful, but it just landed him in the place he did not want to be at. So, and once again, just taking a look at the damage of Avaki, 477. Excellent job as a Gray. And Wally, 431 on Celeste, while no one on the other team was able to break over 341 was the highest for them.
Definitely. Trash were all over No Value. No Value again had the early game lead with the positioning, but Trash just took it back around for themselves. It's hard not to give credit to Trash for these games. They know what they're doing, they have the objective, and they know how to get it. They just pushed No Value into the corner. No Value just played along to the music of Trash.
And you got to take a look at Safil here, taking 492 damage. They were just punishing him, trying to do everything they could to take him off the map, and he still only had 1 death resulting from that. Whereas Frurez, taking 415, second most damage received, resulted in 2 deaths. I'm gonna move past that. So, alright, well, while we are waiting for this second match to get set up, we are going to take just a quick little 3 to 5 minute break here. So we will see you all back here shortly. Do you have anything you wanted to throw out before the break?
Just again, just please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Getting 100 subscribers, we'll be able to get our own URL, so it'll make it easier to be able to give you the links and be able to, for you to find us so much easier. Again, with the Twitter at PrepPhase, please drop us a follow. All the appreciation is so much value to us.
All right, well, there it is. And we will be back here in just a few moments with Trash versus No Value Match 2. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are back for round 2, No Value versus Trash. Let me pull up their picks and bans here. So they are on, I believe, Flyaway Freighter, if I saw that correctly. And we do have Helio and Pup coming through as the bans. Interesting ban pick with the Pup. Of course, No Value snagging Celeste this time with Zuki, Cork, and Asana. And then Trash, once again, same composition basically, very powerful. Lockwood, Gray, Finn, and Rask. Incredibly strong grouping for them.
No Value knows that Finn is a high priority pick for Trash. They should have been taken away instead of the Helio. I know Helio is still very good, but they should be taken away what Safil is comfortable on.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure why they are not going to pick that either Finn or Rask as a ban. But yeah, taking Finn away from Safil would have been a smart move considering the effectiveness he's able to play Finn with.
It's hard to take away anyone because Trash knows how to play everyone apart from a few freelancers that they don't want to play. I won't say it out loud because I don't think they want me to, but I do know that a few of the players don't want to play certain freelancers.
Well, and with the amount of Lancers we do have, it is, you know, if they know how to play half of them, even with the pick ban system, there's always going to be something available to them that they like to play, especially as long as these guys have been playing. I think all 4 of them have been around since Alpha, if I'm not mistaken.
They've played in about 3 tournaments together and 5 weeks of the prep phase league. They've had a team for a long time. They know how to coordinate with each other. They know what each other plays like. And right now, I don't see any team being able to beat them. However, I would love to see it. I have to say, I don't see it at all.
All right, so they are on Flyaway Freighter, so pulling that up now. And of course, largest map available to us. Just tons of power-ups all over the place. 4 health, 6 haste, 5 energize, and 1 might right in the center for everyone to fight over. And let's take a look at who is playing today. And looks like we have Wally on the Rask this time around. Craner on Lockwood, Safil, like you called it, on Dr. Finn, and Avaki going as Gray once again. Kind of surprised that Craner was the Rask last turn, if I'm not mistaken.
Very surprising because they did bring Wally in to be the frontliner for their team.
I wasn't aware of that, so he was actually brought in to be the frontliner.
Saying that, I know that Wally is a fantastic Celeste player and put a lot of games into the Celeste, so they probably thought Wally was better as a Celeste player, give Rast to Craner, and that would be that match. But obviously with Celeste being taken away, let's just put Wally back on the Rask.
Got it. Okay, well that is good to know. And of course, we've got Spent on Celeste this time around, Bright as Asana, Frura is taking Quark as the support, and Hashi coming in with Zuki. And looks like we've got the match starting here, so switch over to that, make sure we've got the names correct on here. And looks like they are, so who are you feeling this time around, just based strictly off of composition?
Of compositions, I still have to go with Trash. I know I need to be a little less biased, but by seeing them improve week in, week out, I have to give it to Trash every time. Very sorry, but it just has to be done for this early on.
Yeah, and you know, I have to agree with you. As much as I would like to see Trash take a loss at least once, they do have the ability, like you say, they've been practicing their picks and bans, and it shows. They get a great composition every time, and it really kind of just puts the game in their favor before it even starts.
Keep my friends close.
Looks like we might see a dash coming in here from Wally, taking that bubble early on.
Remain strong.
And Celeste taking that might away. Of course, that was to be expected. And Avaki catching Bright and Fru with Rio there. And Wally holding onto his dash. I'm guessing that this is a double bubble, and looks like it is. And he is in an excellent position now to deal damage with both that bubble and a swipe.
That's definitely excellent positioning by Wally. He's not scared. He knows Rask's ability to be in the middle. He knows he wants to be in the middle. Excellent positioning.
Well, not to mention the fact that every hit he takes just gets him a little bit closer to that ultimate. And there it is. Both Bright and Hashi taking 10 damage plus a slow from that bubble. Craner dealing out 34 to Spint, and Fru attaching his tether to Wally for 22, who then takes another 25 from Bright and 35 from Hashi. I can't believe they're focusing that Rask the way that they are. And Quark just getting tossed, breaking the tether on both Wally and Bright. That was an excellent call.
I do think even though you shouldn't be focusing the Rask, that was their only safe place to put any amount of damage down. It was the right move, but it will bite them when Rask has his ultimate in just a few turns.
Yeah, because he's already at 40%. And of course, now Fruraz has got to use a full turn just to get back into the match. And Sophia able to throw out some heals on both Wally and whoever else that was. Craner over there in the corner, both of them taking 31 damage. And Spint taking 20 from Wally. And Craner dealing 30 damage to Hashi with the spray and pray, while Sophia taking another 35 from Zuki there.
I do believe that if Wally was put it in such a way that he thinks the Celeste is there, then Lockwood Spray and Pray should have been positioned to hit the Celeste and the Zuki.
So yeah, it's always an unfortunate thing when that Spray and Pray only hits one player, unless it's an L, for example, and you just know that there's a dodge roll coming.
Very odd positioning from both teams. They're all split up for each other, and nothing isn't really fitting a puzzle. Trash should be trying to surround a couple of members of No Value, and No Value should be trying to do the same, but they're just splitting up here and there, not really knowing exactly where to go. So
And looks like Craner used his Turtle Tech, taking 35 from Zuki, and another 22 from Spin, who, interestingly enough, throws a second one at Wally, giving him a little bit more energy. And Fruraz walking right up to Wally, just not scared of Rask at all.
it does look like Cork is in a very bad position, but he does have his dash up. I do hope he will choose. In my opinion, he should be choosing to dash onto the Lockwood to get as much damage as possible.
Yeah,
Craner knows it isn't his time to dash away. He can stay where he is. The Finn is coming to support him soon. Cork should be able to know that and just dash on him for the more damage. He shouldn't be attached to Rask, giving him energy every turn. Very bad.
Well, it looks like what's happened here is we got both Spint and Hashi on the run, while Fruraz and Bright are basically cut off from them, just trying to get some damage in. And of course, Spint catching that trap, only surviving with 8 health. And Fruraz getting punished for his positioning here, while Bright doing 30 and rooting Avaki. I think that would have been an excellent place. Unfortunately, he did not have the Pierce mod on that route.
Bright is definitely doing a lot of work. Although I will question why he rooted Avaki and then chose to walk away from him. He should have at least walked in front of Avaki, being able to do damage to him.
Well, I think it was more he was trying to get out of range, although he didn't quite do it. I think one more square would have done him a lot of good there, and Avaki would not have been able to do anything this turn.
My
So,
Bright Shadow is definitely doing work for no value. He's keeping on the support, keeping on the grey, doing fantastic work.
and Safil getting punished for his position here, although Bright taking another 34. Luckily, Spin appears to be able to survive this turn, with Wally taking a swipe and missing, and Frura's trying to catch anybody. There it is, Safil catching Spin with that spray and taking him down for the first kill for Trash. And a large grouping right here in the center almost.
This is the second time we've seen the Quark actually run at the enemy. Stop doing it. Stay back. Attach to your tank. Stay behind the tank. Stop trying to get involved in the fights. You're a support. Yes, you are a Quark, but only use your basic if you want to do it. All I've seen from the Quark this game is give Rast the energy he needs.
Well, I believe he may be running a Battle Quark build, but... And there he is, dashing to attach to Wally again.
Why so crummy?
He's just giving Wally the free energy. Wally's like, what are you doing? You're helping me win.
And of course a missed shot from Craner there, since both of them dashed away. This may still catch. Yep, it's still catch. Fruraz there pulling him right into the middle, although still in range of Wally with that tether, continuing to feed him energy. Bright and Hashi over here in the corner. I expect we will see a dash, if that is available.
Again, no value in making the wrong moves. Bright Shadow should have been staying on a Vaki, especially after rooting him. The Quark should be staying next to Bright Shadow, or at least the Zuki, or his other frontliner. He's choosing to be the frontliner for his team instead of Bright Shadow.
Well, I think they were trying to play defensively to attempt a counter, and they got split up there in the beginning and just haven't been able to recover since. And of course, Bright using his catalyst to get out, but still being hit by that bubble and slowed for 10. And Craner catching a Celeste trap there, trying to just take a pot shot, hoping to hit someone. And once again, Wally right there in the middle of everything. Actually, I don't believe Bright Catalyst. I believe that was a graphical bug. He is still there right next to Wally.
I'm very sorry, I'll have to give you the lead for a second while I sort something very important out.
Not a problem.
Extremely sorry.
So Bright taking his shield on this turn. He's going to need it being right next to Rask like that. A trap going out from Celeste when Fru attaching to Safil, finally picking, I think, a more reasonable target for that attack tether. And Spent throwing out the smoke, doing a little damage to Wally, and Avaki dropping that ultimate right there onto Zuki. I think this is going to be the end for Zuki if they decide to move this turn. And Fruraz definitely taken out by a shot from Craner. And there goes Zuki. It is now 3-0 in favor of Trash. They are just playing an excellent round this turn. And of course, Wally right there on the tail of Celeste. Safil right next to Bright, but not a whole lot to worry about there. Especially with Craner there to back him up.
Although it looks like Bright Shadow's doing a lot of work, he's not actually doing a lot of damage. If you look at the damage coming out, there isn't much damage from No Value, apart from the Celeste.
And the thing with Asana is she's not going to put out a lot of damage unless the enemy team does group up right next to you, which of course Trash is not going to do. And if, you know, Wally there just throwing a Spent through that Lockwood trap, dealing massive damage. Spent now down to 66 health from almost full. Safil and Craner, where'd Safil go? There he is. Safil down to 46 health and Craner to 51. And
but they're in the positions that they want to be in.
They are.
Even those.
Yeah, they are in a great position with both firing on Spent and Bright. Although Bright will be using his ultimate on Wally, and Craner dashing out of the fray.
This'll get your
I will say, we know that Rask is an easy target, but please stop focusing him. You're giving him all the energy he needs. He wants to be in this position, and now we see it. He has his ultimate back up. He's not dead. He has the Finn he does not have the bubble, but he does have the heal. Wally's playing fantastic this game, but only because no value is allowing him to be in the positions that he's going in.
And now we've got Wally with a perfect dash, which just became available. Craner behind cover, probably be able to hit everybody with the spray and pray. And it seems like No Value is just caught in a position here where they're going to be, you know, in a crossfire just to be destroyed.
If the effects last more than 6 hours, you'll be dead.
And there it is, the dash from Wally. I think Bright may have just moved himself even further into that spray and pray. We can see the trainer Wally then using his ultimate to do damage to both Fru and Hashi McDabs, though he is taking damage from a Celeste trap. And Fru choosing to attach to Craner, and the spray and pray does miss Bright, but dealing 30 to Fru and Hashi McDabs. Hashi deciding to stay in the Rask, whatever it is, cat vomit. Yeah.
We'll just call it the ultimate.
And let's see here. So Fruraz, Hashi, Craner all have their ultimates up. So should be seeing a lot of damage coming out here in the next turn or two.
Bright Shadow are making the right choices, but he's not able to execute what he has in his mind. He has in his mind that he wants to stick to a target, but he's, instead of choosing to follow him, he's moving to move, which is actually putting him in worse positions.
An excellent ultimate coming out of Quark there for sure, catching all of his teammates. And Hashi dashing out of the ultimate there. But right next to Rask. Rask now hit all 3 of them in the next turn and hits them all 3 with the bubble right there.
I am the Thresher.
Wally's just feeding off No Value. This is fantastic work, and even before the game ends, I have to give him MVP. Little early, but I have to. He's just playing fantastic. But is he playing fantastic because it's Wally, or is he playing fantastic because No Value is allowing the Rask to be the Rask?
Well, to be honest, what I'm really seeing here is Bright is trying to play your typical frontliner, where you stick on a target, cause the aggression, while the rest of your team focuses down either the rest of them or the same target. Unfortunately, with Trash, they play so aggressively and position so well that that particular tactic just will not work here. They need to come up with something a little different.
Definitely. If you check now, Rask has the most damage received out of anyone on Trash. It doesn't look like anyone's choosing to hit anyone else but the Rask. Avaki taking 80 damage, Sophia OK taking 176, and Craner taking 179. But No Value, again, I have to say it, just feeding the Rask. What are they doing? What are they thinking? What's going on in their heads?
And with Spin taking a death last turn, that puts them up 4-0. Hashi with only 7 health. I believe he has a catalyst left, but I am not sure. And he's in place right there for Wally with a 3rd ultimate this game, I believe.
Let me show you why I did it.
This is definitely the 3rd.
Hashi,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and Hashi with the catalyst there, saving himself for 1 more turn, but that's just not going to do it. All they did was delay the inevitable at this point, and Bright is there to take the punishment with only 3 health left. And I believe this is going to be the end right here. And there it is. Bright Shadow
That's the
going
end.
down. 5-0 sweep with Trash versus No Value.
Defeat. My strength cannot be
It's annoying myself talking about it, but I have to talk about No Value giving Rask just everything he needs. Look, he took 507 damage, but didn't die and did 408 damage. No Value allowed the Rask to get in these positions, get his ultimate off. Cork, again, I have to say, what were you thinking, mate? You gave the Rask so much, whatever it's called. Energy, sorry.
Well, and here's the thing is, you know, while it appeared he was playing a battle Quark, he still only put out 99 damage despite the fact that he had an aggressive tether on pretty much the whole game.
Definitely. If we look at the damages, Bright Shadow was making the right choices but just couldn't execute what he was planning to do. The Cork was going in all the wrong positions at all the wrong times. Celeste, I forgot they had a Celeste for most of the game. And Zuki, No Value were definitely not on their A game. They must have had a bad week. I know they're better than this. I know they can accomplish better, and they're improving week by week.
So yeah, I am excited to see them. Once again, it is always tough to go up against a team like Trash, who have been together for so long and practice so rigorously. And, you know, you could see the results here. Everybody on Trash getting above 300 damage, while only Celeste on the other team doing that, mainly because of excellent placement on traps and that ultimate right there at the end.
Definitely, Avaki only taking 125 damage. He was definitely in the right places. I have to give it to Team Trash. Even though every other team is improving, they're still improving themselves. It's scary how good Trash can improve week in, week out. It's exciting to see them, but I'm definitely excited to see a team improve enough to take a game away from Trash.
Absolutely, and that's just kind of another point where you would think at one point everybody would kind of find a cap of how good they can get, and Trash just continues to push that roof up. And we do see other teams coming up to kind of catch up to them. I really want to see some matches between